This video contains violence and strong language. Parental guidance is advised. If you are a VW fan, you may not like this review, but then the show must go on. This beast right here is better than any GTI out there. After checking out this car, I can confidently say the corner N is ugly. With those 7,000 lights at the back who carries a car on top of another car, but asikho lapho. Today we are taking a break from poverty cars and we'll be looking at the Hyundai i30N, even though I know no one really wants to buy it because 750k for a hatchback. Hi. The reason why you know what, let me not discourage people's Zisuganje. Let's just check out the car. We'll look at the not so nice aspects later. Welcome to another video. In front, this car looks quite sporty. You can tell it's a performance car at first glance. In this new model, you get some nice LEDs which you don't get in the previous model. Both models look good and I can give them a 10 out of 10. On the side, the i30N comes with some stylish smoked alloy wheels which look better than the standard Milton Keynes you get with the Golf 8 GTI in my opinion. There's also a nice side skirt and overall I'm happy with the side profile. Here a panoramic sunroof is standard. You don't have to pay an extra 14,000 rands for it like in the case of a Golf 8. With the i30N, 750k gets you a fully spec'd car, but with the Golf, 750k gets half a car. A fully spec'd Mark 8 GTI easily crosses the 800k mark. This car is here to compete with the Golf 8 GTI, so there's no way we can talk about the i30N without comparing it to the GTI. And that brings us to the truth no one wants to hear: resale value. In 2020, the launch price of the i30N was 680,000 rands, and now low mileage 2020 model i30Ns are going for as low as 550,000 rands in the second-hand market. That's about 130,000 rands loss in value in just 2 years. And by the way, 550,000 rands is what the dealerships are selling the car for, but when you trade in your car, you will get less than that, which makes the situation worse. The Golf 7.5 GTI TCR had a launch price of 669,000 rands in 2020. Now a 2020 TCR starts from 700,000 rands in the second-hand market. Someone would argue and say, but a TCR is a limited edition model. Fine. Check what a low mileage 2020 7.5 GTI is going for now compared to what they costed in 2020. Also check the Golf 8 GTI. A fully spec'd Golf 8 shouldn't cost more than 840,000 rands, but check the current prices in the second-hand market. Same applies to the 2022 Polo GTI. I saw a 2022 Hyundai i30N with a mileage of only 1,600 kilometers going for 715,000 rands. That's roughly a 35,000 rands knock on a car with just a mileage of 1,600 kilometers in the current market. That's crazy. Don't take my words out of context. I'm not saying everyone must buy a VW or a Toyota. All I'm saying is go ahead and try to be unique. The fact is no one really wants to keep a performance car forever. You will see what's gonna happen when you try to get rid of that car in 3 to 5 years from now. For me, buying a car like this one is just flushing money down the drain because it holds its value as good as a chewing gum, just like BMW. The back is well designed, jealous down. The huge exhaust tips are nice and they sound really loud. Here you get real Vrupas compared to the new GTIs. The boot space is 381 liters, which is slightly larger than the Golf 8. Overall, the rear design is a 9 out of 10. I had to subtract 1 point because their tail lamps are not so nice. And that Kati 10 signal in 2022. Aye. Inside, this car is not different from the previous model. This is the previous model. And this is the new model. Here we have some nice sporty heated front seats, wide multimedia screen, and an analog instrument cluster. I complained about the cheap plastic finishes in the corner end, so here I'm not gonna mention that. Legroom at the back is not a problem, and all in all I'm happy with the interior. Now let's look at the performance, which is where this car really shines. Under the hood, we have a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine with a power output of 206 kilowatts and 392 newton meters of torque. The Golf 8 GTI only produces 180 kilowatts of power and 370 newton meters of torque. The i30N moves from 0 to 100 in just 5.4 seconds, and the top speed is 250 kilometers per hour. The Golf 8 is 1 second slower, but the top speed is the same. The claimed average fuel consumption is 8.9 liters per 100 kilometers, which is where this car kind of sucks. And I can tell you from experience, performance cars are very tempting. You do 2 vrupas nyana, the next thing you're averaging 15 liters per 100 kilometers. With Hyundai, you get a 5-year 150,000 kilometers warranty, which is great, but the service plan is a bit shorter than the Golf. The i30N gets a 5-year 75,000 kilometers service plan, while the Golf 8 GTI comes with a 5-year 90,000 kilometers service plan. This car only costs 750,000 rands fully spec'd, and that's a great price compared to the Golf. So now let's try to estimate how much it will cost to own this car per month. For a pricey performance car like this one, you are looking at an insurance premium of around 1,800. Then if you finance a 750,000 rands car for 5 years with a 10% deposit and no balloon payment at the current prime lending rate of 8.25%, your monthly installment will be approximately 13,800. 13,800 plus 1,800 for insurance gives you 15,600. Add, let's say, maybe 2.5 for petrol because this car chows, and that brings your total monthly cost to 18,100. My philosophy is very simple. I'm not spending more than 700,000 rands on a hatchback. I don't care whether it's a Golf 8 GTI, i30N, S3 or A45. That's why I'm a big VW fan, but you've never heard me talking about buying a Golf 8. To me, that car doesn't make sense because my cutoff for a hatchback is 650,000 rands. Once you hit the 700k mark, we are in a whole different territory. With 750,000 rands, I'd wake up and go straight to BMW first thing in the morning and get me a 3 Series, not some silly hatchback. But then again, if hatchbacks are your thing, we can't tell you what to do with your money. Enjoy.